Guys, today is the day that we are finally installing some coilovers on the WRX. When it comes to suspension, there's only a few companies out there that I trust and continue to come back to for my cars, one of which being Fortunato. They've been making high quality suspension systems for a wide variety of cars ever since 2008. Inside this box, we have their 500 series, which is their entry level coilover. It's gonna be perfect for a daily driver that sees occasional track use. But let's say later on down the road, I wanna upgrade to a two-way or three-way adjustable coilover with external reservoirs. What I can actually do is send in this same set of coilovers to them and have them swap out the different components to upgrade it to a two-way or three-way setup. Everything is modular. You can change out the springs, the valving, and get the perfect setup for your particular car. And what I love is that the Fortunato team is a small team of car enthusiasts just like us. They modify their cars, autocross, take their cars to the track, they go to car meets. They live, eat, and breathe cars. So you're not just getting a generic set of coilovers from a company that doesn't actually care about you. Fortunato has been doing it right since day one. So inside the box, we have this bag here that is the certificate of assembly. So it tells you who it was built by, when it was built. It gives you the spring rates and the valving profile. And then you've got the spanner wrenches in there as well. We have some end links for the front. And then the coilovers themselves. Let me take these out and I will give you guys a closer look. Like I said, these are the Fortunato 500 series coilovers, the Generation 8. So they have made changes throughout the years to continue to make these better and better. It's a monotube damper with high pressure nitrogen, synthetic shock oil, and it utilizes their high flow digressive piston technology. To put that in terms that are more easily understandable, think about driving your car over a speed bump or a pothole at higher speeds. With linear piston technology, that sudden jolt would be directly transferred through the chassis of the car and you would feel that impact sitting inside. But with digressive piston technology, because the valving profile isn't straight or constant, at those higher speeds, it's able to disperse or blow off those sudden forces so that it's not transferred throughout the car. And that translates to a much more comfortable ride out on the street. And on the performance side of things, that means you can be much more aggressive and attack those berms and curbs out on the track, knowing that your suspension is going to be much more consistent and behave in a predictable manner where those curbs aren't going to unsettle the car. It's one of the best things about these coilovers. Of course, they are adjustable. You have 24 clicks of adjustment in the damper to make them softer for a road trip or stiffer for an autocross or track day. We have aluminum top hats and camber plates, and of course you can adjust the ride height as well. But if you look at these purchase here, it's not your normal locking collars. Usually you have two locking collars that you lock together and it's a pain. I always end up just bashing my knuckles on something. But you see this singular locking spring perch here is tightened down with an Allen bolt. It's so much easier to use. As I mentioned before, these are modular, so you can send these to Virginia where the Fortunato headquarters is and have them upgraded to a two-way or three-way system, or you can have them rebuilt, which is recommended at certain intervals depending on what you're using these for. And they also come with a 5-year warranty. Fortunato stands behind their product, so if something goes wrong, they're gonna get you taken care of. For those of you that love to go above and beyond, Fortunato has partnered up with Dress Up Bolts, so you can pick up these titanium hardware kits with your coilovers to upgrade and customize all the nuts and bolts. So I have a burnt titanium set here, but there's a bunch of different finishes to choose from. You could go with a gold, red, blue, or even black for that stealthy look. So I'm gonna swap out the hardware, but if you guys are in the market for a new suspension setup, you can use my code KV5 to get 5% off a set of 500 series coilovers on the Fortunato website. I will leave the details down in the description. Obviously, the first step is gonna be getting the car up in the air and getting the wheels off. I'm gonna start here in the front and then we'll jump to the rear. There's a couple lines that we need to remove. For the ABS line, take a pair of needle nose pliers and pinch the clip on the back. You should be able to pull that right out. For the brake line, there's just a 12mm bolt on the back side. I'm gonna put the bolt back in there just so we don't lose it. To remove the end link, there's just a 17mm nut that will zap off with an impact. Now we're left with these two 19mm bolts that are holding the hub to the strut. I'm gonna slide this bottom bolt out first. And then we can carefully pull the top bolt out. Once you do pull this bolt out, the hub assembly is gonna wanna drop down, so just be aware of that. Inside the engine bay, there's gonna be three 14mm nuts holding each strut in place. I'm gonna remove the two in the back and then leave this one in the front loose so that I can grab it and remove the strut by myself. So now I can grab the strut and hold it in place with one arm while removing the nut that I left on there with the other. And this will allow you to remove the strut assembly by yourself without damaging anything. So carefully fish that out of there. There we go. Jumping to the rear of their car, there is one important thing to note, and that is the fact that these cars don't come with any camber adjustability in the rear from the factory, and that's because these lower control arms are in a fixed position. So in addition to installing the coilovers, we're also going to be installing some adjustable lower control arms, and that's going to allow us to dial in the camber once we have everything installed. If you don't do this, you're going to be stuck with the natural camber that you gain from lowering the car, and you won't be able to adjust it. So keep that in mind. So on the underside of the car, there's a total of 4 bolts holding the lower control arm in place. The 3 larger bolts are all 17mm, and the small one for the end link is a 14mm. I'm gonna leave these 2 bolts where they are right now, just so when I remove the nuts on the top hat, this doesn't come crashing down. To gain access to the 2 nuts left holding the strut in place, we do need to disassemble the trunk a bit. You could get away with just removing a few of the items, but if you remove everything, it's a little bit more work, but it is going to make your life a little bit easier. Everything's just held in place with some pop clips, so that's what we're gonna do. Oh look, I found some plugs that the dealer didn't install. With the trunk liner out of the way, you can see here are the 2 14mm nuts left holding the strut in place. So I'm gonna zap those off. And because the strut is still connected to the lower control arm, that's gonna prevent it from just falling down and hitting the floor, hopefully. Back underneath the car, you can see the strut and lower control arm have dropped down. So I'm gonna pull out the bolt and we can remove this. And we'll grab the lower control arm while we're at it as well. So it turns out I am a complete buffoon and I only ordered one of these thinking I was getting 2. So don't be like me. It goes to show you that nobody's perfect and I make mistakes just like everybody else. I could have simply left this out of the video, but I wanted to show you guys that things happen when you start modifying your car, whether it's your fault or not. just laugh it off. Don't take yourself too seriously. I already ordered another one for today. We'll reinstall the stock arm on one side, and then once the new one comes in, we'll just swap it out. Not a big deal. Now this is the SPC lower control arm. You can see it is pretty much identical to the stock arm, except for this portion right here. It is slotted, and there's gonna be a cam bolt here that allows you to adjust the positioning of the control arm, which adjusts your camber. Now there's a lot of different aftermarket options out there, but we're not doing anything too crazy. This is gonna give us plus or minus 2 degrees of camber, which is going to get the job done. Now the next step is going to be prepping our coilovers before we install them on the car. Now the Fortunatos come with the preload already set, so that is great. So now I'm gonna make sure that the ride height is the same for the fronts and then the same for the rears. You don't have to get it exact right now because chances are you're going to have to adjust it a few times once you actually get them installed on the car. So just get them close for now, and then we'll get them installed and we'll go from there. To prep the ride height, what you want to do is measure the distance between the two collars. So take a caliper and we're going to measure that distance. And that's about 106 millimeters. And we want to do the same thing to the other side. So I've matched these, so they are the same, and do the same thing to the rears and make sure those are matching. And then that's going to give us a baseline to start once we get these installed on the car. I'm gonna start in the rear of the car by installing our new control arm first. So we'll slide the cam bolt through. And then install the washer onto the end. And the nut. With the lower control arm on there, we can install our new coilover. Now, again, if you're doing this yourself, what you can do is open up the rear door and put the seats down, and that allows you to reach around and install the nuts while you're holding the coilover in place. So I'm gonna slide these into the 2 holes. I did need to pop a grommet that was in the top hole out, since these extend further out for the adjusters. All right, so now that that is there, I'm gonna hold that in place with one arm and then install the nuts with the other. We can slide the control arm into place and then reinstall our hardware. Now, depending on the height that you have your new coilovers set at, you may need to put a jack or some sort of stand if you're on a lift to lift the hub up so the holes line up. Once we have all the bolts back in there, we'll want to tighten them down and then torque them to spec. Don't forget the 2 bolts up top as well. We've got the rears pretty much installed, so now we can move on to the front. We'll slide this in there. And then install the dress-up bolts hardware. Most likely you're gonna have to jack up the hub assembly so that the holes line up with the new coilovers. Now we can start reinstalling the line, so we'll pop this clip into the bracket. We'll reinstall the brake line with the 12mm bolt. I've also replaced the stock end links with the adjustable end links that came with the coilovers. So we'll slide that into place and install the hardware that was included. Now we need to tighten down the bolts, get everything torqued to spec. We'll put the wheels back on, lower the car to the ground, check the ride height, and adjust from there. This is definitely the most tedious part of the install. There's a lot of back and forth, taking the wheels off, adjusting the ride height, putting them back on, and then lowering the car to check it. Be patient, take your time. This is not something that you want to rush, because once you have that ride height set and you go get an alignment, if you end up changing your ride height again, you should go get another alignment, because if you change those ride height settings, that's going to mess with your alignment settings. So let's lower this down to the ground and see how we did. Chances are it's way off. Like I said, way off. Looks like we may have a bigger gap than we did before with the lowering springs, so obviously we need to make some adjustments. When you get to this point, what you want to do is measure from the ground to the fender at the center point of the wheel, and this is at 26.5. So measure all four corners, write it down, get the car back up in the air, take the wheels off, make your adjustments, wheels back on, lower it down, measure again. Like I said, this part kind of sucks. It's super tedious doing the same thing over and over again, but it is very important. So back up we go. To change the ride height, we're going to, again, check the distance between these two collars. Write it down if you didn't already do so. We're gonna use that as a baseline and reference point. Unlock this collar here. Mine was already loose because I knew we were gonna need to make these adjustments. Grab a spanner wrench and we're gonna use it on the spring perch collar here to thread the damper body into the lower mount, which is going to lower the car. Obviously do the opposite if you need to raise the ride height. Once you get it where you think you need it, slide this back down, do this on all four corners, put the wheels on, lower it down, and check the ride height again. Now, one thing to keep in mind, Fortunato specifies that they don't want you to just use the spanner wrenches to lock these into place. What they want you to do is take a flathead screwdriver, put it into the slots, and use a hammer or a mallet to really tighten those down, and then use the Allen bolt to lock it into place. So keep that in mind. It's probably gonna take me a few tries to get this where I want it, so I'm not gonna put you through all that. Once I am done, I'll show you guys the finished product. I've got everything set to pretty much where I want it to be on all four corners. We're sitting at about a 2-finger gap all the way around, not trying to do anything too crazy, tuck the wheels or anything like that. I want it to be functional and not have to worry about rubbing everywhere I go. We did get rid of a lot of that wheel gap, so it does look a whole lot better. So the only thing we need to do now is take this thing to go get aligned, and then we're ready to roll. Obviously, I still need to wait for the lower control arm. But if you guys have any questions whatsoever, comment down below. And if you're wanting to pick up a set of Fortunato 500 series coilovers for yourself, make sure to use my code KV5 to get 5% off your order. The details will be down below. But that is gonna do it for today. I'll leave you guys with some more shots of the car. Let me know what you guys think. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.